So today's vehicle is a 2010 GMC Sierra 1500 crew cab 4x4, and the service airbag message is on the dash. I scanned it yesterday and it had a couple of codes, and we'll have a look at those. So here's the codes that it had in it yesterday. Right front side deployment loop resistance above threshold symptom 0D, and lost communication with restraint system sensor A. So I've cleared the codes, and we're going to go back in and look and see what's come back. I'm sure that right front sensor is going to be current. Right front side deployment loop resistance above threshold symptom 0D. So let's take a look at Troubleshooter in the Snap-on scanner here and see what that code was. Airbag code tips B0021, I believe it was. .0D. Passenger seat side airbag deployment loop resistance above threshold. Now it would really be nice if when you looked at the data, passenger seat, if it would specify in the data list which one of the deployment loops was which. So let's go into data, deployment loop 1 to 14, and usually they're about 2.5 to 3.5 ohms. So here are the deployment loops: 3, 2.5, 3, 2.5, 2.4, 2.4. 7 and 8 it may not have, because usually if it doesn't have them, if it's not configured for them, yes, it's not configured, undefined, 7 and 8. But this one here, deployment loop 10, is at 4.8 ohms, which is a bit on the high side. Typically if it goes over 4 ohms, it'll be out of range. So I think that's in the passenger seat. So there's likely a connector under the seat. We should investigate if that connector has any corrosion in it. That would be a good place to start. All I did was move the seat forward, and I see the deployment loop resistance is realistic now for 10. I'm going to move that seat while I watch this on the scan tool. So all I did was wiggle the connector. I did not move the seat. I'll have a look. I'll show you guys what the connector is I'm playing with. So this connector here with the bright yellow on it is the connector that I've moved, and we saw the airbag deployment loop 10 resistance change slightly. I wonder if there's some green corrosion in that connector. We're going to take this apart and have a look at it. The terminals look pretty clean. No signs of oxidation in there that I can see. Now it should be infinite if we go look at it on the scan tool. So with that connector unplugged, it's sitting at 11.4 ohms resistance, which strikes me as odd. I would expect it to see it go to 0 or go to infinite. So I cleaned up the connector with a diamond file and put some dielectric grease on it, reconnected it. Now it's sitting at 2.3 ohms like the rest of them, and wiggled the harness, moved the seat back and forth, and the resistance doesn't change. So I'm going to clear the code. And you see that the service airbag system light goes off, and then recheck it for codes and see if anything comes back. So it could have been just a little bit of oxidation on that terminal. I couldn't see anything obvious, but we're going to let it go at that for now. Now the crash sensor A, I believe, is one of the forward crash sensors, and these vehicles are known for those sensors to fail, but that code has not come back, so we're going to leave that one alone too and just tell the customer if the service airbag system message comes back. We have to re-diagnose it or re-scan it. We'll call this one a wrap.